Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings today. Well, it's the year of the tiger now, and there's a lot of conflict in the world, and we're going to examine three of the conflicting forces sets in verses readings. Now, what's a verses reading? Verses where I put down a card for each aspect of the conflict, and then I'm going to lay down runes beside each card, and we're going to see how each of them is stacked. So, I have my two little bowls to illustrate the beginning of the verses readings. They're not really ready to fight because they're nice bowls, but in the world right now we have some very difficult conflicts going on, and so we're going to try to explore three of those today. And so we'll see what we get. So I'm going to put the timestamps in the description. This is not really a pick a reading kind of thing, but it will help direct you to the reading that you want to see me explore in the order in which you want to see me explore them. So we're going to go there, and I will put in the timestamps descriptions I'll put in the description timestamps, and I'm going to describe each of the conflicts on the timestamps, and then we're going to be able to go from there. So you'll be able to see what each of the conflicts is that we are going to explore. Okay, little bulls, time to go to the readings. I'll see you there. Bye. Hello. So the first conflict I'm going to be exploring with the verses readings today is the conflict between people who believe that freedom means freedom from responsibility and should mean freedom from consequences, versus people who believe that freedom always comes with responsibility and freedom from consequences is not possible. That's a lot of words, but we're gonna use the Rider-Waite Tarot, and we're gonna use the bone runes. Kind of bone. I remember asking when I bought these, and we sort of figure, well, they're probably some sort of bovid bone, but anyway, they're bone runes. And we're going to shuffle the Rider-Waite Tarot. I'm not using reversals today, so if I draw it and it goes reversed, I'm actually going to turn it. And we are going to first cut the deck for people who think that freedom means freedom of responsibility and that it should also mean freedom from consequences. So what card is theirs today? Okay. So they get Knight of Swords. So now I'm going to shuffle again. I'm a rune reader. I'm terrible at shuffling. I'm really bad at it. So I'm doing the best I can. Now we're going to shuffle for the people who believe that freedom always comes with responsibilities and freedom from consequences is not possible. And that's this one. Okay. That's like really not centered. Here we go. I mean, it is and it isn't, but it's not supposed to be centered because we're going to be building the runes here. But it could be a little bit neater. Okay, so that is our first cards of conflict, and let's throw down some runes for each. So freedom means freedom from responsibility, people. Okay. And freedom means freedom should always comes with responsibility, and freedom from consequences is not possible. Outcome. Okay. So, for the people who, that was like a piece of fur. For the people who currently are out there believing that freedom means freedom from responsibility and should also mean freedom from consequences, these people right now are riding forward. They have like a quest. They have like a mission that they just want to enforce this for themselves, and they're like riding forward with this idea, and the horse is even scared, and and they're just like this, I shouldn't have to be responsible for anything, etc., etc. What led up to this? Right now, I'm seeing this as a forced stillness led up to this. So I'm reading this right now in February 2022, which is still during the pandemic. So if you come on this at a different period of time, that's the period of time I'm reading from. So very likely all the lockdowns, all the quarantines, all the restrictions to keep people safe is has driven them to this. Like they just don't want to have to do that, and they feel like they've been forced, and they feel like they haven't been able to move forward. So right now they are seeking support. They're seeking support and protection for their views. What's going to help them, and it's not something they have, is is patience, which unfortunately they have had to have for a long, long time. But they feel like where they are right now, like right now, I'm in Canada, and right now, if you have been looking at the news, you'll see there's a lot of people who are on this quest and who are just like, well, we're going to stay until they remove us, because we're going to just do this. So right now, what's helping them is that they are digging in, and that they are being, they're staying and like digging in and like not moving. Well, they're not moving, but what's helping them is just sort of patience with this, and what isn't helping them is they're very focused on, if they're worried about their happiness, that's going to drag them down as far as, these people who've just made it the hill that they're going to die on. Right now, it's looking like, I hope nobody dies, but they're going to be in big trouble because a lot of them are breaking law. So, and their whole thing is based on breaking laws that are put in place to help people. So it's difficult. And so those who want to focus on happiness, on their happiness, they may feel, it's upright. So it's basically, it may drag them down where there's like, no, but I need to be happy. I need to be happy. I need to be happy. They could abandon their cause, which would be good for the rest of the world. But also they may actually, it may make it less patient, is what I'm saying. And the outcome of this, though, is that they will be disarmed. They will be weakened, and they will be forced to lay their sword down, basically. This quest will be ended for them, whether they choose to end it or whether it is ended forcefully. So this is not the best side to be on, as if you didn't know from when I started this reading. So anyway, that's the people who believe that freedom means freedom from responsibility and should also mean freedom from consequences. That's their lot. So now the versus side, the people who feel that freedom always comes with responsibility and freedom from consequences is not possible, which it isn't. Can you tell which side I'm on? Because hopefully anybody with empathy who actually cares about other people would be on this side. Just saying. The card indicates that we are working carefully. We are always working carefully. We want the best for everybody because we can't feel comfortable with what we have and with the freedoms we have unless everybody is as comfortable and as safe as possible. So we work very carefully. This side is working very carefully, building a world that is like good for everybody, that is grounded and safe and good for everybody. So what is leading up to this particular conflict is we have Berkana Reversed, and Berkana is the rune of births and beginnings. Reversed, it has to do with ending something putting a beginning on hold kind of thing. I wish I could clarify this, but this is the format. Maybe I should clarify this a little bit. Just one. I want one that's going to clarify this rune. Yeah, so along with the patience of carefully working, this is our journey, and our journey sometimes involves putting things on pause to make sure that we are being careful, and like turning inward and examine and like starting something new within ourselves that may be a new way to go forward. But this is our journey. This is the way. For the Mandalorian fans out there. Where we are now, our current situation is we need to tend our needs with this. Like there's something very, like with this conflict, like these people, they're looking for support for their cause. We need to tend our needs here because unfortunately, while there are some people on this side who have comparatively noble motives, the ones that are the loudest and the ones that are causing problems are causing a lot of problems for people. People are in big trouble. So tend your needs. We're very focused on making sure that everybody's needs are tended. What's going to help is we have the home ground. This is Othala, which is the rune of the home and the homeland sanctuary. So the fact that the house rules are on our side is going to help us a lot on this side of it. What isn't going to help is basically honing, like feeling that our options are narrowed to the point where we despair. That's actually not going to help us a lot at all. This is Count as reversed. It's the narrowing of options, and it's basically what could drag us down in this. It's like things are a problem. We need to tend our needs, and we feel like our options are narrowed. That could drag us down. Just remember the house rules are on our side. This is our home, and this will actually stand up for us and be a sanctuary for us as we let it be. And the outcome for this side is manas, and it's upright. So it's basically humanity facing each other with joy. Basically, we will be able to work together, and that's what's going to... If you have to know a versus with a win, that's what's going to win on this side. So that's where this particular conflict seems to stand. This versus is red. So that is this versus reading. Right, on to the next one. Bye. Hello, versus number 2. So I'm going to straighten these so we can see a few more of these leaves, because it's just sort of all fallen. And we see like our carnelian, but we don't see our malachite. It's like bring some of these rocks up so we can see these rocks. Okay, just a little bit tuning. So the second conflict that's currently causing problems in the world that I'm going to read today with the Rider-Waite Tarot and the bone runes is the conflict between people who do not trust science, medicine, or provable facts versus people who trust science, medicine, and provable facts. This is a big one. The other one was a big one too, but this is one that I know a lot of people are going to go, oh, well, that's that situation. It's like, it's not even just that situation. It's bled into a lot of situations. So we're going to read that. That's going to be our reading. And just to reiterate, I said it in the last reading, and I'm going to say it again. I'm a rune reader. I'm a terrible shuffler of cards. So we're talking like 78 pickup for tarot, which we're not going to do because we don't have time for that. So I'm shuffling these the best I can. We are going to first pull for the people who do not trust science, medicine, or provable facts. So that's the first side of the verses that I'm going to pull. Okay, are we ready? And that's their card. Page of Wands. They think they have the answers that nobody else has. They just really think that they know more than anybody else. So if, like, yes, it's new, but that's because it's the secret one. It's the one that we want to move forward with, because that's what everybody thinks they know is not the truth. This is the truth, this secret conspiracy that I have a hold of, and I'm going to run with it because it makes me feel smart. I'm sorry, that's terrible. Once again, can you tell which side I'm on? Hopefully the people who are looking at this are going to be on the right side, on the, not right as in correct, but the right as in this, because this is the side of empathy. There will be empathy people on the left side here. There will be some people who have their hearts in the right place, but have been fooled. unfortunately. So what is the card for the people who do trust science, medicine, and provable facts in this verses? People who do trust it. Okay. Yeah. It's a provable facts thing. Okay, so we're going to throw down some runes for the side of the people who don't trust the provable facts and science and medicine. I think it's because it's like new. I think we keep seeing elements of new, like a page and a Berkana. Okay. This particular one, like the other one was like this person, the people where they stood, but this is sort of like how to get them out of it, which is kind of nice because I don't want them to be stuck in that situation. Nobody should be stuck in the situation on the card on the left. Okay. This is nice. Oh my gosh, you know, because okay, well we'll get to that, but this is actually kind of a nice one. It's sort of going towards coexistence, I think. But let's read it and let's see. So on the side of the people who don't trust science, mainstream like knowledge, medicine, and provable facts, this is something that they like because it's new to a certain extent. They feel like they're the first ones to know about it, so they've got like an in, they've got like an advantage for that, and it makes them more right somehow. They're very passionate about it because look at all the little salamanders on the guys. They feel fireproof. They're like, this is new, and this one proof disproves all of these other truths. This truth is my truth. It's like that whole. There was a study recently that the things that you choose, you will value more than anything else. So these people have chosen this, so it in their eyes it has more value. It is like they're thinking of this as a new way to begin, like this new beginning in the world. We have Berkana, which is the rune of beginnings and birth. It's the birth of a new thing, so they're seeing this and it's like, I'm seeing this is new, and so it's more true than anything else, and it's you know, the whole cult-like thing. Leading up to this, it was like, what just came to me just now about this is that it's like the world as it was and was to the point where they just wanted to see something in it that that they didn't see before. They want it to be like, they want to get out of the world that they felt trapped in. So they saw this door open. This is the Rune of Challenge, but it is also a gateway, as Blum points out. So they saw this open door and they went through it, hoping to get a better. So what this side is actually about is like a better world that they're seeking. They're hoping, you know, that this thing that they found is going to lead them to better things. But unfortunately, it's something that isn't one of the truths that is proven. It's difficult. So what's actually going to help them, and this is why this particular reading isn't so much of a verses as a how to reconcile, which is really nice. Like, I didn't expect that, so that's nice to see. What's going to help them is just to have some stillness, and this is Isa, the Rune of Ice, and it's stillness but also clarity, and it's stillness through which clarity comes. So if they just took a moment and spent some time to like just really think, like not even, you know, think about their whole conspiracy thing and everything, but if they just sort of let the clarity come, this could actually help them move forward in a better way. And what won't help them is, again, they're worried about happiness, and this is what led them through the door to begin with, is this concern about happiness, and that as they move forward, they feel like they have to be fighting for this all the time, because when they step through this door, along with this fake truth that they just embraced, and they feel, you know, fireproof with, because they did this, and it's this new beginning for them, and it's this new world that is this shiny new world that is promised, but it's based on dangerous truths that aren't true, like dangerous false truths, this thing that they have in their hand that they received this communication of, which doesn't correspond to anything that's been proven. They're going to feel like they haven't even stepped through the door. They feel like everything since they stepped through this door with this conspiracy has been like, I'm fighting for the happiness that I hoped I would get by stepping through the door. So let them just take a moment, let them take a moment alone, even just to really let thoughts happen, like let clarity happen. So be still, and maybe it's not even like spend a moment alone, like maybe it's just be still in the moment for in the world for a moment and just observe, let the clarity happen and just see things, and maybe they'll start to see that this isn't what the truth is. And the outcome for this side is it's going to be a long journey. It's going to be a long journey out of this. It's going to be a long step-by-step path to get through this. But they will have to embark on it so they can come back to truth and light and, being able to trust again science and provable truths and medicine. So that's a hard thing. Yikes. So now we're going to move over to this card, which is the other side of the verses, which is people who do trust science, medicine, and provable facts. So their central issue is, these are agreements that we have had. This is Gabo's Rune of the Gift, and it's the exchange, and it's basically being able to, compare and contrast and get proof for things and to see basically what is. Leading up to this, this side has always had confidence because of the fact that we do prove things. We do make sure that what we're moving forward on is facts. We do, test things. The thing about science is that it's not like, science changes when better science happens. It's like basically it's not rigid. It's basically they're always testing. They're always making sure that we have the best. We have the best idea of what the facts are at any given time. Same with medicine. And the other thing about the science, medicine, and provable truths side of this verses is that they generally have everybody in mind. Like they're working for the good of everybody. So as you can see with all the wands, everybody's facts carry this. Like the facts carry it. Even just based on the cards, this is the more victorious side because it's always going to be. The facts are always going to be, the facts are what are there whether you believe in them or not. So, yeah. So this side has had a lot of confidence. Now we're in a situation where, I'm going to see this also in the spirit of these two basically being more about reconciliation than, or hopefulness of reconciliation than about verses, is that we recognize that there's a need for exchange with the people who seem to have been left behind or have gotten lost. Now, what's going to help here is we have Othala reversed. So Othala is the rune of the home and the homeland. This has to do with letting go of what no longer serves. But also with stepping out of one's comfort zone. So it's like, I feel like this side, it's true because, look at the way that things are. This side really wants to help this side. They really do. Whereas this side does feel like this side does feel that this side is really stupid and that they want to feel superior to this side. However, this side wants to help this side. So they're really thinking, it's like, how do we get this exchange to happen? How do we do that? And we're going to have to step out of the comfort zone. Unfortunately, communication is not, okay, the communication with facts isn't going to help. At the same time, worrying about communication is also not going to help. Just feeling like there's just nothing, we have no common ground anymore feeling is going to drag us down. As well as the fact that trying to help these people with facts is not going to help either. These people have to find their own way back. So there is going to have to be a certain amount of we're going to have to let go of our comfort zone to a certain extent in this. We're also going to have to find our home and comfort zone within. So it's going to be, that. But yeah, let go of what no longer serves, and move forward. But the outcome of this is going to be a greater empathy, which is great. We have Lagus, which is the rune of heart. It's the rune of emotion. It's the rune of intuition. And just to sort of, it's like we have to it's like relating to these people on a more emotional level, which this is. This is the thing. Facts don't matter to the people in this situation because they're going at it with a more emotional level. I mean, this is with the salamanders and the fire, and it's just like needing to, it's like this passionate thing. These people have fire too, but it's tempered with the greenery and the heart. So, well, this is a heart. Okay, I'm confusing myself. It's tempered with the fact that, I mean, that's why these people, another reason these people feel very resentful is because they're very outnumbered by the people who do believe in facts, which we should all believe in facts. As I said a moment ago, facts are what's there even if you don't believe in them. So, but we do really want to be a little more compassionate and a little bit more empathic towards the other people. Not that we're not now, but this is something we're going to have to work on. So that's where this conflict seems to be at. That's where this versus seems to be at this point. So there we go. No resolution in sight, but slow growth, and we'll see. So that's that one. On to the next one. Bye. Hello. So the final verses that I'm going to lay down today is going to be between people who believe that evil is anyone who tries to stop them from doing whatever they want to do, including hurting other people, and the people who believe that evil is the causing of intentional harm. So the two definitions of evil that are versus each other currently in the world. So I'm going to take the Rider-Waite Tarot. We're going to shuffle the Rider-Waite Tarot. I have to say, that one jumped out. So that's going to be the one for the people who believe that evil is anyone who stops me from what I try to do, from what I want to do. I'm a rune reader. I am a terrible shuffler of cards at present. I need to practice that more. So now we're shuffling for the card for the people who believe that evil is defined as, people who define evil as the causing of intentional harm. So let's have a card for those people. Okay, interesting. So there is a bit of a judgmental element to the people who feel that evil is what evil is defined as is the causing of intentional harm. So they're always on the watch out for that. The people who believe that evil is defined as anybody who tries to stop me doing whatever I want, including hurting people, their focus is on what can I get? Like, the world is all for me, and what can I get? Like, what can I take? What can I, like, it's all for me, so I want to get whatever I can, however I can, whenever I can. This is the game. This is what I want the world to be, and this is what I believe the world is. It's just there for the taking, and anybody who says otherwise, I will fight them, because that is my whole philosophy of living, is take what you can when you can. And the people who believe that evil is the causing of intentional harm, they're suffering. But they feel grounded and stable in this, because they want to make sure that they're watching over, they feel that they are responsible for watching over the world and making sure that nobody hurts each other, so that everybody can flourish and birds can fly and trees can grow. So, and sort of to be one with the welcoming sky, but willing to defend this if necessary. So that's interesting. I have never thought of it in that way before. And I've been thinking about this a lot. So first of all, we're going to throw down some runes for the people who believe that evil means anybody who stops me from doing what I want to do. So that's blank, little tooth. Okay. And the people who believe that evil means the causing of intentional harm. This particular rune set does this to me every time. I never know if that's Hagalaz or Sovilo because it's so weird. Okay, I'm quickly going to make sure whether that's Hagalaz or Sovilo. It's Sovilo because this is Hagalaz. Okay. I love this set, but that bit of it is confusing. Okay, so let's read the people who believe that evil is defined as people who stop me doing from whatever I want to do. So their main focus is, well, their main thing is they are not happy. They're generally not happy. You know what's interesting is we saw Thurizaz in a previous reading as well, exactly in this situation. Yes we did. Thurizaz, which is the rune of the challenge. It's a doorway, and they basically see a doorway. They see the open doorway. They see the cupboard that is full, and instead of thinking, I should not take everything from that cupboard because other people might need it, they just reach right in. And they feel like this should make them happy because they are generally, I'm going to say younger souls, but I don't mean younger souls. I just mean like they haven't experienced enough to learn the empathy they need, why this doesn't make them happy. Because this person is taking from the land and this person is defending the land. So they reached into the cupboard, they reached into the cookie jar, they took everything. Why are they not happy? They're still not happy, and they will never be happy because greed is never happy. This is greed, basically. Greed is never satisfied. It will never have enough. It will never have enough, and it feels like if anybody has any, that's less than I have. Like, that's the thing about this side of it, is there is a very on the surface philosophy where they feel like nobody can have anything that isn't taken from somebody else, which is ridiculous. I mean, it's like I forget the word for it, but it's the philosophy of the mindset of limitation, and there's no sense of there can be enough for everybody. It's like everybody is out for themselves. Everybody for themselves. I got mine. Too bad for you. You know, that kind of thing. So they wonder why they're not happy. What helps them in what they do is that they feel very confident that they're right, because they really feel like that person has something that I want, so I want it. And if I take it from them, then I don't care if they're sad, because then I will have it and I will be happy, except they won't be. So they're very confident in this, but they're still not happy. It may help them a little bit to feel okay about what they're doing, the confidence, but they're still dealing with the feeling of never being satisfied. What doesn't help is the unknown, really. They don't know what they don't know, and the fact that they don't know something drives them crazy. Like, it bothers them. They can't get their heads around. I mean, a lot of these people are people without empathy, and that's really the monsters of the world. Like, empathy lack. I mean, everybody experiences empathy loss from time to time and has their monster moments. But empathy lack, people who don't actually have empathy and never developed it and never thought it was a good thing to have, or just don't have it. This is like, they can't even get their head around anybody who would want to share, anybody who would want to make sure that other people besides just themselves aren't suffering. So this is, it bothers them that there are people, they see them as weak, and they see it as weakness in themselves if they start to drift away from this philosophy of take what you can when you can. So what the outcome of this is, interestingly, we have Ansu's, which is the rune of communication and manifestation. I actually am going to throw down another rune to clarify this one because that's kind of strange to me. Okay, so it's the manifestation part of it, because the clarifier rune is Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the rune of chaos. It's the rune of, it's basically destructive forces of nature. So they become a destructive force of nature basically, and they manifest a situation where it's like the worst part of capitalism. It's like the, everybody should, they try to manifest a world where everybody should be like this, and it's just nobody's going to be happy on this side of it. So it's going to be chaos. Right, moving on. Now we move over to the card of the people who define evil as the causing of intentional harm. They do feel that this has to be defended, that the people, we have to defend against the people who believe that, the people who believe, who want to cause harm for whatever reason, that it's where it's not in service of making sure that everybody is protected and everybody can flourish and be free in the sense of, to be able to live their own lives and but not hurt other people. So the central issue here is this: we have the sun. So it's basically free energy for all. So so that the energy flow that is the source energy can nourish everybody, and that's the big focus, is just for that to happen. Leading up, we've been very patient. I'm saying we again. Which side am I on? Sorry. So this side is very, very patient, very, very, very patient. But this side wants to have energy flow for everybody. They want energy to flow for everybody. So this is energy flow. This is also defending and make sure that everybody can have the air. What helps these people is making sure that needs are tended. This is our primary focus. This is the primary focus on this side. We have Nauthiz, which is the Rune of Need. So it's what's going to help the most. What isn't going to help is we have Berkana. Berkana is the rune of beginnings and birth. It's the birch tree. I just want to see how, I want to clarify that one because I'm not entirely sure how that doesn't help. Okay, so there's people, this is like birthright. This is like entitlement kind of thing, because we have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift, but it's also exchange, but it's also agreements, decisions, goals. I'm just seeing this as birthright. So what drags these people down is, I'm not going to say privilege, but it's sort of like feeling like they need to, that this is, how do I put this? Dealing with people who feel that this is, they have the right to take and to harm people, but also they have to watch themselves for judgmentalism and feeling like they are the right people in the world kind of thing, because if it wasn't supposed to be here, it wouldn't be here. So these people who are pains in the butt for these people, they have every right to be here too. They cause harm more than these people do, but these people feel like these people cause harm by trying to stop them from doing what they feel their birthright is. So these people on this side of it, of the verses, are going to have to watch out for that. They're going to have to watch out for, like, check your privilege. but they're going to have to watch out for judgmentalism, as far as long as, yes, there are laws and let's keep them. But people are going to do what people do, and it's difficult. The main thing that these people really are best to focus on is make sure that needs are tended. So some jerk is going to come and do something that's crappy. It's not illegal. Nobody really got hurt. It just annoyed the F out of everybody. Pick your battles. You need to make sure that people are fed, sheltered, protected. And that's got to be the focus of this, more than chasing after people with the sword for every little minor bit of a-holery. So the outcome of this is, now we have Isa. Isa is the rune of stillness and clarity, but there's there's a more recent meaning of this which shows up in the younger Futhark, which is solidity. So I'm going to read for both of those definitions, even though I am using the elder Futhark and I'm not using the younger Futhark today. So first of all, stillness and clarity. So clarity, first of all, is the outcome, to be able to just basically have a good view of everything that's going on. Stillness, this is the problem. This is why these people occasionally get the upper hand like they currently are having now. Because these people can work themselves into a situation where they're afraid to move, that because they don't want to hurt anybody. They don't want to cause any harm to anybody, and it gets to the point where this side is afraid to make any movement at all so that they don't cause any harm. And just in doing that causes harm, so it just like short circuits. So the other thing though is just, I mentioned the clarity part. However, to use the more recent, the younger Futhark definition of the ice rune, is these people want to build a bridge and be a solid, be solid for other people. They want to become the bridge for the people who have needs. They want to bridge the gap between people and what they need. So if that's their focus, things are good. If that's their focus, where they're just so focused on trying to stop these people, then everything reaches an impasse. And so that's not good. These people, the opportunists, seem to get along, from this particular verses, seem to be having the upper hand, unfortunately. And they, as we see in the world, they kind of do at this point. And if you look even deep into anthropological history, it is the more opportunist versions of the human types that carried forward. So there is something to this. So again, not something that's going to be resolved like ever, but perhaps it's a yin-yang tumble. Maybe this is something that is a natural force in the world of opposites that the continuous tumble of basically is what moves the world forward. Yikes, man. Alrighty, so that's the three verses readings that I have done today, and we have done those, and I know I learned something, so I hope we all enjoyed the things we learned, even if they were eepish truths. Eep! So there, our verses readings, our little bulls. Wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care until next time. Bye!